You see this guy? He relapsed just an hour ago after 14 days and he's about to again. 14 days have been completely for nothing. That guy? Nah, that wasn't me. Okay, maybe I've spent like 1 year wasting my good rhythm like that. So I'm going to make sure that you don't make the same mistake and waste a whole year in this journey without improving. Before we move on, just make sure to subscribe before I get my gun back. Subscribed? Yeah? No? You didn't? You didn't? Yeah, okay, I thought so. Today I want to address a very important point, which is the sneakiest danger out there for someone on the NoFap journey. And it's basically the reason that I struggled and didn't progress for a whole year. I call it the trap. What I see most of you guys doing is whenever you're on a streak and you end up relapsing, like 99% of the times you will, because it's not realistic to think that you will never relapse again, I see people becoming pessimistic and really angry at themselves. Now what happens when people become depressed, sad and angry at themselves? They become less motivated and they want to cheer themselves up. Now how does your brain want to cheer you up? With some dopamine, of course. And how will you get your dopamine? By relapsing again. Now this is the real problem, because a first relapse is no big deal. For example, if you had a streak of 14 days, it's totally fine because you are still building up a good rhythm. Imagine if you relapsed once a week or once in 2 weeks. That would be 14 times better than what you usually do. But instead, people, and also me in the past, decide to relapse twice a day and waste their complete streak. And what I mean by wasting is completely throwing away the rhythm, because one relapse a week wouldn't be a problem like I said, but whenever you relapse twice in a day, you are resetting your whole dopamine factors and your addiction is back to zero. And it's basically a downward spiral, because whenever you relapse, you feel even worse, and that makes you relapse again, and it keeps going like that because you feel worse. The thing is that the thoughts you get after you relapse don't actually make sense. Still, people hold on to a negative mindset, which makes it very hard to improve. Just try to get it in your mind that a relapse isn't a big deal and it's part of the journey, and you should just move on, going and adding green days to the calendar. It's so illogical, but it's just because the devil drives you crazy, and you should understand that you're doing better than 95% of men who aren't even on NoFap, and you shouldn't go too much into the streak mode, let's say, because the streaks can be quite demotivating whenever you relapse, because you go back to zero while you are adding days and days, green days every day. So just make sure to look at the calendar and see all those green days overwhelm the red ones. I can say whatever I want, but it's really important that you get it in your own mind and just logically think about it. Now we're moving on to Atomic Habits, a book I read. Recommendable, of course, really great book. And he talks about addiction, and this actually really relatable to porn addiction. So here it comes. The first mistake is never the one that ruins you. It is the spiral of repeated mistakes that follow. Missing once is an accident, missing twice is the start of a new habit. This is a distinguishing feature between winners and losers. Anyone can have a bad performance, a bad workout, or a bad day at work. But when successful people fail, they rebound quickly. The breaking of a habit doesn't matter if the reclaiming of it is fast. Atomic Habits. So, the moment after a relapse is the real critical point for most of us. Make sure to understand that one relapse isn't a problem if you just keep going after. Another quote from Atomic Habits. Bad habits are autocatalytic. The process feeds itself. They foster the feelings they try to numb. You feel bad, so you eat junk food. Because you eat junk food, you feel bad. It's a downward spiral, a runaway train of bad habits. Atomic Habits again. So like I said, it is a downward spiral you can get into after a relapse. Well, there's nothing to worry about. It's part of the journey. I came here by relapsing as well. And yeah, we just need to keep moving. So guys, to keep it short, just don't drive yourself crazy. Be logical and just make sure to understand that one relapse isn't a big deal. Keep up the good rhythm. Keep up adding green days every day and things will work out. See ya.